In this video, we will look at how to use a ratio table. A ratio table is a powerful tool that you can use to solve problems related to ratios and rates. Let's look at an example. So we have this ratio table here where we have number of cups of OJ compared to number of cups of lemonade. Now, an important thing about a ratio table and what makes it different from other tables is that the items in each row are in the same ratio. So if you look at the first row, you can see that the ratio is 2:5. We can write it as 2:5, and we can also write it as 2/5. Now, if you look at the second row, the ratio is 6:15, and if we simplify this by dividing by 3 on both sides, you will get 2/5 again. And let's look at the third row. So it is 24/60, and again if we divide it by 12, we will, on both the numerator and the denominator, we get 2/5. That means the ratio is 2:5 in the simplest form in each row of the ratio table. A big idea about using ratio tables is the relationship between the two columns. So let me just write that down in a new space. So how can you go from this column of number of cups of OJ to number of cups of lemonade? So how can you go from 2 to 5? You can go from 2 to 5 by multiplying by 2.5. Now how do I know that? I know that because 5 divided by 2 equals 2.5. And so to go from 2 to 5, I need to multiply by 2.5. Let's see if that works for the next row. What happens when you multiply 6 by 2.5? Now, if you actually multiply by 6 by 2.5, 6 times 2.5, 6 times 2 is 12, and 6 times half is 3, and together it's 15. So that works. What if I now wanted to go from 60 to 24? Think about it. Since I'm going in the opposite direction, I want to go from here to here. Instead of multiplying by 2.5, I should divide by 2.5. So the big idea here is that you can go from one column to another column by multiplying by the same number. In every row it works. And if you want to go backward, you divide by the same number. Another big idea is how you can move between rows. So how do you go from 2 to 6? You can go from 2 to 6 by multiplying by 3. And you do the same on the other side. You go from 5 to 15 by multiplying by 3. So you can go from one row to another row by multiplying by the same number on both sides. Kind of like equivalent fractions. And the same thing you can do with division. You can go from 24 to 6. Say, if I want to go from 24 to 6, I have to divide by 4. And whatever I do on this side, I do on the other side. So I can go from 60 to 15 by dividing by 4. So that's our third big idea of going from one row to another by multiplying or dividing by the same number on both sides. Now, the fourth big idea is related to unit rates. It's kind of similar to what we said about going from one column to another. You have to multiply by 2.5. So what if I found the unit rates? What if I put in 1 here? So if I have 1 cup of orange juice, I need 2.5 cups of lemonade. And I can do that because half of 2 is 1. So kind of using this half of 2 is 1. and whatever I do on one side, I have to do it on the other side. Now, what about if I wanted to figure out, say, let's make another row. If I wanted to figure out for 1 cup of lemonade, how many cups of OJ I need? I know I can get from 2.5 to 1 by dividing by 2.5. And if I do the same on the other side, 1 divided by 2.5 gives me 0.4. So you don't have just one unit rate, you actually have 2 unit rates. In that, for 1 cup of OJ, you need 2.5 cups of lemonade, and for 1 cup of lemonade, you need 4/10 of a cup of OJ. The last and the most exciting rule about using ratio tables is where you can actually add or subtract rows to get another row. So let's look at a simple example. If I wanted to know how much, if I had 30 cups of OJ, how many cups of lemonade do I need? I could just add 24 plus 6 equals 30. So I'm basically adding this and I'm adding this. Now on the other side, what I'm adding is 60 and 15. So I'm adding 60 plus 15, and so for 30 cups of OJ, I need 75 cups of lemonade. Now, what if I needed to find out for a number that was not very nice? So let's say, what if I wanted to figure out for, say, 74 cups of lemonade, how many cups of OJ I need? I know that I can do 75 minus 1 here. 75 minus 1 will give me 74. And on the other side, so I'm taking 75, I'm taking 1. And on the other side, I can do 30 minus 0.4, and that gives me 29.6. So without doing too many complicated calculations, I can actually figure out numbers in the ratio table by adding and subtracting rows. Now we have gone over a bunch of rules. Here is one thing that you are absolutely not allowed to do in a ratio table. Let's put it in a separate section. So, and let me quickly make a ratio table. I have 2 and 5. And what if I added the same number on both sides? You see, I'm allowed to multiply by the same number on both sides. What if I just added the same number on both sides? What if I just added 4 on both sides? So on this side I get 6, and on this side I get 9, and that seems kind of fine. Why shouldn't I be allowed to do that? Well, my original ratio is 2 to 5. That's my original ratio, 2 to 5. Yeah? And now I look at the next row, I get 6 over 9, and if I simplify this, I get 2 over 3, because I can divide both top and bottom by 3. That means the ratio actually changed when you added the same number on both sides. And remember, in a ratio table, the items in each row have to be in the same ratio. And the ratio literally changed from 2 to 5 or 2/5. It went to 2 to 3. And that is not okay. So what you're not allowed to do in a ratio table is add the same number on both sides. Let's recap what we have learned so far using a simple chart. Here is a summary of what we have learned so far about how to use ratio tables. My suggestion is that you pause the video right now, go over each of these sections very carefully, make some notes or take a screenshot. In the next video, we are going to use our knowledge of how to use ratio tables to solve word problems.